Rimaji, how was it meeting Veda?
Good evening and welcome. It's the clash of the table toppers. Gujarat Titans will take on Lucknow Super Giants. यानी कि best versus best ये match होने वाला है. To talk more on that, let me introduce my panelists for the day. Nishant, Prantik, Debashi Sen, Abhijit Deshmukh. A warm welcome to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Rimaji.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Guys, can you listen me? I'm audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yes.
let's
Yes.
start. आज का जो मैच है ना मैं पहले प्रांतिक की टेबल टॉपर्स का प्लेऑफ में वो पहली टीम बनेगी मतलब आज रात को आपको पहली टीम मिल जाएगी जो क्वालिफाई करेगी
बिल्कुल. I mean, सबसे पहले तो ये कहना चाहूंगा, it's amazing to see the two new franchises do so well. I think they've done fabulously well right from the auction. I think the whole point from an IPL perspective to have two new franchises was to ensure that there's more competition, two new cities sort of, get more exposure. And I think thanks to these two franchises, we've seen a lot of new domestic talent sort of get chance up. साई को देख लीजिए, बदोनी को देख लीजिए, कुलदीप. I mean, there's just at least 8 or 10 that probably would not have really played if not for the new franchise. So, firstly, congratulations to both the franchises. And you're right. I think tonight we should have, whoever wins, we should have a table topper. And of course, I mean, very likely these two teams will sort of, qualify and go into the playoffs, so to speak. But I think it's going to be amazing to see, the two near top sides sort of fight for this berth. It's like, they both have had such a wonderful tournament. There's, of course, the Pandya brother derby sort of going on in between. And, so many mini battles. When we started, we used to speak about Deepak Huda and Pandya sort of, playing together as well, despite what's happened in the domestic circle. So lots to sort of watch out for, in my opinion. Obviously, LSG comes with a lot more sort of confidence given their sort of back-to-back wins. GT on a great start, but last two games sort of thoda sa they've sort of had a little bit of a road bump, if you will. So lots to look out for. I guess Rimaji is sort of probably she's coming back, and I'll sort of carry on her behalf. Nishant, your take, between the two, with the Pandya brothers, like from that angle, given the Pandya brothers, obviously they've come out of MI and they've been split here. And, what's your take about that little mini battle that a lot of players are looking forward to between the Pandya brothers?
Yeah, there was a very interesting tweet yesterday by Krunal Pandya where he posted a picture of Hardik's son wearing a Gujarat Titans t-shirt, and it was written that my lucky charm. So I was wondering whose lucky charm is this little kid, and he has got into the battle between his chacha and his father. So, but having said that, I think right, like you rightly said, that these two teams are like even yesterday in the post-match show, I was discussing that who would have thought that at the beginning of the IPL that teams like Mumbai Indians and CSK would be at the bottom, and Gujarat Titans and Lucknow would be at the top, despite saying that they did well in the auction. Everyone would have thought that it will take them 1 or 2 years to find their place in this ecosystem. But credit to them, credit to the entire support staff and the way they have like taken every step in this tournament so far. I personally feel that this is a very, very important game for Gujarat Titans in particular, because this is the business end of the tournament and this is the time you don't want to lose the momentum. They have lost two games and they would not like to get into that groove where they start doubting their abilities, their team combination, their uh, you know the way they have been playing. On the other hand, Lucknow Super Giants, they have won 4 matches in a row, so they would like to carry that momentum to the final stages. So I think from that perspective, it's an important game because one side would like to get back to the winning ways and the other would like to continue. So I think this would be a very, very interesting battle. And as you rightly said, the battle between, I think the possible matchup in this match would be Mohammad Shami versus KL Rahul. Shami has, twice taken wickets of KL Rahul. So this would be one interesting battle.
Absolutely, so much to watch out for. And you rightly said, little baby Agastya. I was actually watching, I think they've even released a joint video, the two teams, last night on Instagram or Twitter. Very, very interesting to see how the brothers grew up and, how they backed each other. But baby Agastya will have to choose either Chachu or the father tonight. And, talking about this momentum, I think this is a very interesting one. Devashish, I want to kind of come back to you. If you look at you know, give us your thoughts of what has worked for LSG in terms of the momentum. At one level, one is very happy to see the top order sort of flourish. Some people sort of question ki middle order, has it been tested? What should they do? Bowling looks to have so many options. In your opinion, right from the auction, what Gautam Gambhir and KL etc. have done, what's been the secret sauce of their momentum that Nishanji was talking about?
I would say Prantik, the form of KL Rahul at the start, because he has been phenomenal in scoring almost 450 runs, and he has led from the front. And there's no two ways about it. He has led from the front, and together with Quinton de Kock, they looked like a potent opening partnership. So that's one positive, and also the fact that Deepak Huda has done well ever since he has made it into that playing 11. He has looked good, looked solid with the bat, and also now he has been promoted at number 3, so gives more solidity to that batting lineup. So and that bowling lineup with the likes of Dushmanta, Chamira, Mohsin Khan adds a lot of variations. Means with left arm quick, it's always a addition in that side, and also Jason Holder as an all rounder. So and Ravi Bishnoi. So it's a um, good blend of youth and experience, and that has been the key for LSG so far, Prantik.
I like what you say. It's a good blend of experience and youth, and clearly it's clicking. And absolutely fabulous to see what KL Rahul has been doing. Even as an Indian cricket fan, I think he's been sort of a respite. A lot of the so-called regulars of our side have not really been in that great a nick, but good to see sort of KL continue his form and flourish and lead from the top. Abhijit, I want to ask you about on the GT side, right? I mean, I saw a stat about Riddhiman Saha against Pacers. Seems to be going all guns blazing. How dependent do you think a team like GT is on someone like Saha? And, in today's match, how critical is he going to be? Or are you sort of looking at, other sort of players to step up? Because obviously there has been a bit of lack of momentum from the GT side.
I think the key for me is Shubman Gill, because you have very high expectation from him. He had a recent IPL. He's a kind of a player whose entire country is looking for to be maybe the next KL Rahul, or the next Virat Kohli maybe. And what Rahul is doing for LSG, I think that's what the expectation is from Shubman Gill for the Gujarat Titans. I mean, you look at the squad. I think he is the you know one of the stars of the Gujarat Titans, and he's basically performing well in some matches. But I think Shubman Gill is an outstanding talent. I feel this could be his IPL season, where he can really be in the top 5 batters, where highest run scorers. And I think if Gujarat has to win, I think he has to play an important role in that. So for me, the important thing right now for the Gujarat is to for is to get Shubman Gill back in that form, because he's going to be your player, who can be deadly on the opponent's bowler in the playoffs. Almost Gujarat is qualified for the playoffs. I think he has to play a bigger role if they have to, from here onwards to win the title. I mean, he has to, become that a giant, at least for the against Lucknow Super Giants, I would say. So he has to become that giant, and then just have his Dar Kamal Shubman Gill. I want to see that happen.
Sure. Yes, Rimaji, we were just talking about momentum and giants. The giant is back. Rimaji is back. Rimaji, over to you.
थैंक यू सॉरी थोड़ा नेटवर्क इशू था लेकिन मैंने सुना नहीं कि आपने क्या क्वेश्चंस किए लेकिन जो मेरे मन में क्वेश्चन है पहले मैं वो पैनलिस्ट से पूछना चाहूंगी कि ये जो दो टीम है ना निशांत आपके पास आऊंगी ये दो अच्छी बॉलिंग यूनिट के बीच में बैटल है टू गुड बॉलिंग यूनिट्स विल फेस ईच अदर लेकिन आज गुजरात ने टॉस जीता है, पहले बैटिंग का फैसला लिया है, दोनों ही टीम की बैटिंग सही सही हो रही है, स्पेशली लखनऊ की अच्छी हो रही है, गुजरात थोड़ा स्ट्रगल कर रहा है, बिट्स एंड पीसेस में अच्छा कर रहा है। सो पहले बैटिंग कर रहे हैं, लेकिन दोनों टीम जो है वो कोई भी टोटल डिफेंड करने की क्षमता रखती है। तो क्या व्यूज है आपके इसमें?
नॉर्मली हमने देखा है रीमा जी कि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स टीम विनिंग द टॉस इन अ फॉर्मेट लाइक दिस always tries to chase the total because then they know what's ahead of them and how they need to approach their innings. But interestingly, Hardik Pandya has won the toss and elected to bat first. And the mind games have already started. I was just looking at the comment of KL Rahul and I will read it. He says, toss works well for us. I don't know, team batting first is doing well, but batting first can be tricky, probably gives our bowlers the best chance to bowl on this pitch. So I think from Lucknow's standpoint, they know, like Abhijit very rightly mentioned, that how much Gujarat depends on their openers, and they would like to make early inroads there to put some pressure right up there. uh, Gujarat, if you look at the matches they have done well, it is largely because their openers have done well. They have given them a good start. So I think in this game, particularly, Gujarat has decided to bat first. Now they need to put up a good total on the board, and that total should be around 170 and 180 plus to give their bowlers a chance. So it's an interesting toss to win, and after winning the toss, deciding to bat first, which is not a usual choice in this format. Teams like chasing, and teams like chasing, and most of the teams win while chasing. So let's see how it goes. But I personally feel that if Shubman Gill clicks along with Ridhiman Shah, who has been giving them good starts, I think it will be a very, very interesting battle.
The last
Interesting.
three matches, last three matches played at the Pune, the team batting first has won. I think वो भी एक थोड़ा सा होता है momentum की last three matches, run बन गए, then the आज मैं बताऊंगा conditions काफी windy है. So I think that is
Hmm.
also one of the reasons, Gujarat might have, elected to bat first. But I think the usually last three matches, the team batting first has won.
अभिजीत, आप पुणे में ये मैं आपके पास आती हूँ इसी क्वेश्चन को लेके कि आपके पास आपकी स्ट्रेंथ क्या है कि आप इस पे जाएंगे कि बाकी टीम्स पहले बैटिंग करके इस विकेट पे जीती है, या आप क्या बेटर कर रहे हैं, आप बेटर चेस कर रहे हैं? स्पेशली मिलर और तेवतिया जो रोल अपना रहे हैं, या जब अच्छी बैटिंग कर रहे हैं वो तब अच्छी बैटिंग कर रहे हैं जब गुजरात टाइटंस चेस कर रहा है। सो यहाँ पे ये गैम्बल पिछली बार भी खेला था जब उन्होंने कहा था कि हम आउट ऑफ कंफर्ट जोन होके खेलना चाहते हैं, वहां पे हार का सामना करना पड़ा, पिछले मैच में आप चेस नहीं कर पाए, डाउट्स आते हैं। लेकिन मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इस टाइम पे आप अपनी स्ट्रेंथ में खेलते तो शायद बेटर होता, और स्पेशली अगर आपने बोला कंडीशंस विंडी हैं।
But I think जब अभी कंफर्टेबल पोजीशन में है गुजरात टाइटंस, तो वो थोड़ा सा रिस्क ले सकता है, अभी भी उनके पास कुछ मैचेस बचे हैं। तो आई थिंक दे वांट टू मे बी ट्राई आउट कि हम बैटिंग अगर फर्स्ट करते तो हाउ हाउ इट विल गो इफ द प्लेऑफ्स में से सिचुएशन आती है। There could be a chance कि they'll face LSG again, maybe for the first and second position in the first one. So they want to try out. I remember the first match जो हुआ था at DY Patil between Gujarat Titans and LSG. I don't remember the stadium exactly, but LSG batted first. First ball मोहम्मद शमी ने विकेट निकाला। So probably they want
बिल्कुल।
to try out कि इस बार हम बैटिंग फर्स्ट करेंगे, how it goes, you know, maybe just to see how it goes. I think that's a good decision to try your, just check your weaknesses before going into the main playoffs. ताकि फिर set हो जाए कि, this is what we have to do. एक, they have the confidence here.
स्ट्रेंज, अगर मैं गुजरात टाइटंस के डगआउट में होती मैं बोलती पहले सेफ हो जाओ, फिर हम बाद में देखेंगे, क्योंकि एक मैच दूर है प्लेऑफ से। पिछले 3 मैच में हम यही बोल रहे हैं कि आज जीतेंगे तो पहले टीम बनेगी प्लेऑफ में, लेकिन आज रात तक पता चल जाए कौन सी वो पहली टीम बनेगी।
And
देवशीष, टीम
आई थिंक
या
प्लेऑफ से ज्यादा जरूरी, सॉरी मैं आपकी बात को थोड़ा सा काट
नो
रहा
नो
हूँ,
प्लीज प्लीज।
आपकी बात को ऐड कर रहा हूँ। इनफैक्ट प्लेऑफ से ज्यादा जरूरी ये भी है कि आप टॉप 4 में कहाँ एंड करते हो। अगर आप 1 और 2 पे एंड करते हो तो आपके पास हमेशा यू हैव वन मोर चांस, इवन इफ यू लूज यू हैव वन मोर चांस। So I think it's just not ending up, especially after winning 8 games. The teams like Lucknow and Gujarat would aim to, be in the first 2 teams because they will get one more chance. So that way, I think it's a little tricky decision.
एब्सोल्युटली, मैं बिल्कुल एग्री करती हूँ। और एडवांटेज भी होती है अगर नंबर 1 नंबर 2 पे होते हैं। देबशीष अगर टीम पे नजर डालें पहले, सबसे पहले लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स पे एक बदलाव है, रवि बिश्नोई आज नहीं खेल रहे, उनकी जगह करण शर्मा खेल रहे हैं। ये एक बहुत बड़ा चेंज है। हालांकि 3 चेंजेस गुजरात टाइटंस में भी है, मैथ्यू वेड वापिस आए आज, लेकिन रवि बिश्नोई जैसा बॉलर, मुझे नहीं पता उनको निगल है या उनको रेस्ट दिया गया है या ड्रॉप किया गया है, क्या वजह हो सकती है इसके पीछे? क्या ये सही डिसीजन है इस टाइम पे? आप जीत रहे हैं, मोमेंटम आपके पास है, लेकिन आज नया दिन है, सामने आपके मुकाबले की टीम है।
Yeah, it was a bit surprising क्योंकि देखिए रवि बिश्नोई has been playing since the first match, but then at the same time Karan Sharma, we all know that he has been a veteran, so as to say, means मुंबई इंडियंस की तरफ से भी खेला, तो I think leg spinner instead of another leg spinner. So might be Ravi Bishnoi might have some niggles. That might be the only reason which I feel. क्योंकि और कोई रीजन हो नहीं सकता, शायद टेक्निकल रीजन हो सकता है, बट अगर आप गुजरात की और गौर करें तो यू सी दैट and the likes of Yasdal again, he got injured and he got dropped from that playing 11, but he is making a comeback, and also, but it's a bit surprising to see Matthew Wade coming in, because Riddhiman Saha has been batting well at the top, so Wade will be playing down the order. So um, I'm not too sure about that selection, but then Lockie has been going for a lot of runs in recent matches. क्योंकि जब शुरू किया था at the start of IPL, he was going for around 7.5, but he has ended up now going for almost 10 runs and over. So that might be a reason that to try someone else, or and it's good to see Sai Kishore also making getting his first opportunity in the IPL.
और प्रांतिक टीएनपीएल में साई किशोर के पास बहुत सारे विकेट्स थी। एक बात अच्छी है कि आपने स्पिनर ऐड किया है, जैसे जैसे विकेट्स टायर्ड हो रही है, यूज्ड हो रही है, ये अच्छा चेंज है। लेकिन साई सुदर्शन, उनकी क्या गलती थी? वो तो अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे थे, और जब आपकी टीम कोलैप्स हुई थी, वही अकेले बैट्समैन थे जिन्होंने 50+ रन किए थे। फॉर्म उनके पास थी, मैथ्यू वेड के पास फॉर्म नहीं है। जैसे कि देवजीत ने कहा, कीपर बैटर आपके पास था जो अच्छा कर रहे हैं, रिद्धिमान साहा काफी अच्छा कर रहे हैं। अब पिछले मैच में तो स्ट्राइक रेट भी अच्छा था। सो ये थोड़ा सा शॉकिंग चेंज।
हाँ बिल्कुल, I don't agree with this change. I don't see the reason. And Sai has performed well. He gives you that option. And unless Wade was opening, I think they might sort of waste that opportunity. So I'm a bit surprised there, to be honest. And sometimes ऐसा होता है कि जब team, you might be that lone survivor, but team हारती है, तो somehow, that match doesn't get that prominence. And something tells me that something of that sort must have happened with Sai, but that's unfortunate. He's a young talent who's performed well. जैसे आपने कहा, everyone else crumbled, but he sort of survived. I think it's a raw deal for him. And on the previous discussion you all had, Rimaji, I think I'm on your camp. I think it's a good toss for LSG to lose. I think if I was GT as well, I want to come back to momentum. I think Nishan made a great point. मुझे number 1, number 2 पे आना है. More importantly, I want to come back to winning ways. Winning is a habit, and you may have had a great season, but a third loss suddenly, it just shakes your confidence, and that's not what you want. So to me, Nishant, right from start today, has been talking about momentum. I think GT का focus वहां पे होना चाहिए था. You have 2-3 players who are middle order match winners who can chase. Rashid ne bhi, what a fabulous last over he had when he scored that 21. So I'm a bit surprised there in terms of the team selection as well as the toss. But I'm sure Mr. Hardik Pandya has some magic formula in his mind.
बिल्कुल, और नेहरा जी का इसमें बहुत बड़ा रोल होगा, गैरी कर्स्टन का रोल होगा। लेकिन मैं भी बिल्कुल आपकी बात से सहमत करती हूँ कि पहले आप विनिंग वेज में वापस आइए, अपनी स्ट्रेंथ पे खेलिए, बाकी क्या रिकॉर्ड बना रहे हैं वो डिफरेंट गेम प्लान है। लेकिन अब थोड़ा बात करते हैं हार्दिक पांड्या के बारे में। निशांत, पिछले 2-3 मैच में उनके ज्यादा रन्स नहीं बने हैं। स्टार्टिंग बहुत अच्छा हुआ था, अपने आप को प्रमोट किया, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी भी उनको वो रोल सूट कर रहा है। लेकिन पिछले 2-3 मैचेस में वो रन्स नजर नहीं आ रहे, वो जो जिस फ्लो में बैटिंग कर रहे थे वो नजर नहीं आ रहा, फिर वो रन आउट हुए। कहीं ना कहीं आज उनके लिए बड़ा दिन है। एक तो आपने टॉस जीत के पहले बैटिंग ली है, दूसरा अगर आप जीते हैं तो प्ले ऑफ में पहुंचते हैं, तो बहुत कुछ है आपके पास इस मैच में करने के लिए।
Absolutely, and I think Hardik has been a revelation as a captain. Like no one expected him to have such an impact as a captain. We all know the kind of player he is, uh, and I think in today's game, one of the reasons why Gujarat would have liked to bat first, and I'm just thinking loud here, is that they want their batters to play absolutely without any pressure. Someone like Shubman Gill, someone like Hardik Pandya, they don't have the, the sword of run rate on their head all the time. Just go and express yourselves. Even if you want to take 3, 4 balls, 10 balls to settle, take that time. And I think that is the reason why, possibly, I'm not saying that could be the reason, but possibly that could be the reason that even if Hardik Pandya or Shubman Gill wants to get in and spend some time in the middle without thinking too much about, oh, we are chasing 200, we are chasing 180. So I think that could be one of the reasons. And Hardik is such an impact player. The day he will get going, it will be like one of those days जहां आपको लगेगा कि बस अब तो this man can take the match away. And this is the time where he needs to get back to that kind of form as well, because his role in this side is extremely critical and extremely important, as I have been saying time and again, that this is the time the tournament will make or break for you. आपने क्या किया पिछले 10 मैचों में, 9 में, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. आप T20 वर्ल्ड कप देखो, रिसेंटली ऑस्ट्रेलिया कैसे खेल रही थी, कहाँ खेल रही थी, और अचानक जब जरूरत पड़ी दे स्टेप्ड अप देयर गेम. और इसीलिए ना आज मुझे मैथ्यू वेड का आना बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा है, क्योंकि वो जो उनकी पाकिस्तान के अगेंस्ट इनिंग्स थी ना, बिकॉज आई वाज इन दुबई और मैंने वो इनिंग्स अपने सामने देखी थी, वो मेरे दिमाग में घुसी हुई, और मैं सोच रहा था, एंड आई थिंक दैट वाज द इनिंग्स व्हाई मैथ्यू वेड was picked up by Gujarat Titans, or that inning is in him. At some stage, that inning will come. Where it will come, when it will come, and will it come at the time when it matters the most? It'll be very interesting.
यही तो आईपीएल की खूबसूरती ना, इतना लंबा टूर्नामेंट है, फॉर्म नहीं है लेकिन आने का वक्त होता है, इतने सारी गेम्स आपको मिलती है, शायद वो मैथ्यू वेड के बैट से आज दिखे, और आज जरूरत भी है गुजरात टाइटंस को, क्योंकि सामने जो बॉलिंग अटैक है ना देवशीष, वो बॉलिंग अटैक है चामीरा, दुष्मंता चामीरा, जो बहुत अच्छी बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं, आवेश खान, मोहसिन खान, तो मेरे को लगता है ये स्टार निकल के आया है, सॉलिड तो वो थे यूपी के लिए, लेकिन यहाँ पे इस आईपीएल में वो एक स्टार निकल के आया है. ये 3 पेसर, उनके साथ करण शर्मा लाइक टू लाइक रिप्लेसमेंट हुई आज रवि बिश्नोई की जगह. सो ये इतना आसान होने नहीं वाला. साथ में स्टॉइनिस को किस तरह से यूज करेंगे लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स, उस पर भी नजरें रहेंगी. आसान नहीं होने वाला गुजरात टाइटंस के लिए.
I made a mistake. I would like to, because Nishant clarified that Karan Sharma is an off spinner. So an off spinner, thanks Nishant. और खास बात ये है कि I would say कि
ऑफ स्पिनर, एक सेकंड, ऑफ स्पिनर कहाँ से है ये? करण शर्मा लेग स्पिनर नहीं?
नहीं,
this is
ये
not.
he's a Delhi boy, and
यार दिल्ली का बॉय, मुझे नहीं पता, दिल्ली वालों को नहीं पता. चलो अच्छी बात है, एक करण से दूसरा करण पे आ गया. चलो अच्छा, रेक्टिफाई कर लिया. देवशीष
plays
प्लीज.
for Uttar Pradesh, actually plays for Uttar Pradesh.
Right.
Oh,
And
okay.
the key, I think the matchup will be Sami versus the openers, the LSG openers, because Sami KL Rahul को जैसे निशांत ने शुरू में कहा था, he has dismissed him twice, and also he has a lot of success against Quinton de Kock as well. He has dismissed him twice, and Quinton de Kock hasn't got going against Sami. So that will be an interesting battle at the start. Handling Sami, we all know he has been in tremendous form in this IPL. And also with the likes of Avesh Khan and Mohsin Khan, the two fast bowlers, they are adding a lot of dimensions to this bowling attack. So, but then I would say the key would be Sami, especially if you can break through the LSG openers, that might lead up to open the doors in the middle order, because apart from Deepak Huda, Stoinis haven't sort of got going. I mean, the Stoinis, for Australia. So that might be an interesting battle.
देबू की टी-शर्ट बता रही है कि वो शामी को इतना बैक क्यों कर रहा है.
फर्स्ट हाफ में चेंज कर लेंगे, ये इनका रिकॉर्ड बता रहे हैं. फर्स्ट हाफ जहां गुजरात टाइटंस को लैप्स किया, टी शर्ट चेंज इमीडिएटली. प्रांतिक, अगर मैं गुजरात टाइटंस की बात करूं, या अभिजीत सर,
मैं बस दोनों की स्क्वाड देख रहा था और जो बेंच पे है वो भी देख रहा था. आई थिंक दोनों की बेंच स्ट्रेंथ के बीच में भी अगर मैच हो गया तो काफी मजेदार मैच होगा. काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग बेंच है दोनों टीम के पास.
इसलिए तो ये बेटर बेस्ट वर्सेस बेस्ट है.
सीएसके और एमआई को भेज दो.
इससे पहले आईपीएल में हम यही कहते थे कि टॉप 2 टीम सीएसके है, मुंबई इंडियंस है, लेकिन इस बार कहानी कुछ हो रहा है. प्रांतिक, प्रेडिक्शन टाइम, क्या लगता है आपको कि लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स आज बोलेंगे या देखिए दो दोस्तों की लड़ाई है ये पांड्या और केएल राहुल बेस्ट बडीज हैं ऑफ द फील्ड, एक दूसरे को चाहेंगे कि आज हराने पे वो अलग ही मजा आएगा।
बिल्कुल बेस्ट बडीज हैं दो भाई, एक दूसरे के अगेंस्ट खेल रहे हैं, एज निशांत वाज सेइंग little baby Agastya has
हम्म।
to choose between Chachu and father. I'm going with Lucknow Super Giants. I think it's a good toss for them to lose. I'm going to back KL and the top order. What I would want to see is I would want to see LSG में someone like a Stoinis to have a comeback like what a Miller has done in this particular tournament. Miller, when he started the first 2-3 games, absolutely struggling, one big innings and he's on song, because I think unka middle order needs to be tested a bit more. But I think I'm going with LSG 170, 175 plus, and I think yeah, I'm going with LSG today.
चलो एक वोट तो चला गया एलएसजी पे। निशांत, व्हाट्स योर कॉल?
आई थिंक अब प्रांतिक ने अगर अब एलएसजी को पिक कर लिया है तो थोड़ा सा बैलेंस लाना पड़ेगा, एंड फिर आई डोंट वांट देबू टू चेंज हिज टी शर्ट टुडे, so I think this color looks nice on him, so I would not like him to wear the other blue. This blue is okay, fine. And I'm a big Shubman Gill fan. I'm a huge fan of that kid.
Oh,
So I will, and
super.
I personally watch IPL just for the sheer joy of cricket. So
Wow.
I don't pinpoint कि मेरी ये favorite team है. मैं देखता हूँ अच्छा आज ये प्लेयर अच्छा करेगा, मैं इसके साथ हूँ, तो आई विल गो फॉर गुजरात टाइटंस, एंड आई थिंक
निशांत,
अगस्त्या विल बी लकी फॉर हिज फादर.
ये निशांत बिल्कुल ठीक है, उनके वो जर्सी पे नहीं जा रहे, वो क्रिकेट पे जा रहे हैं, ये अपना ही मजा है देखने का। देवाशीष, आप फर्स्ट हाफ में गुजरात के साथ है, सेकंड हाफ में लखनऊ के साथ है, या पूरे मैच में गुजरात के साथ है?
नहीं, I would back Gujarat Titans. The sheer fact is that in fact, not much to choose between both the teams. They have been consistent. They have won 8 matches. Is top 2 teams, but then Shubman Gill has showed a glimpse of form last match. If you noticed, both Shah and Shubman got going. So I would be very excited and to see how they go about because they would be up against a decent bowling attack. Um, but I would still say that if they can post a total somewhere around region of 180 plus, then I would say that Gujarat Titans will definitely win this battle.
180 प्लस इतना आसान होने नहीं वाला, सामने जो है ना बोलर्स बड़े काम के हैं। अभिजीत, पुणे में बैठे हैं, वहां पे आप लाइव देख रहे हैं, बताइए।
जायंट्स वर्सेस टाइटंस है, बहुत मुश्किल है, बट आई थिंक गोइंग विद द मोमेंटम एंड द फॉर्म, आई विल गो विद एलएसजी, क्योंकि ये जो ब्रेक मिला है गुजरात को, आई थिंक काफी यूजफुल हो सकता है, लेकिन जो मोमेंट और फॉर्म है ना, आई थिंक विद लखनऊ है, तो आई एम गोइंग विद एलएसजी।
मूवमेंट है उनके
रीमा जी,
पास, फॉर्म है उनके पास।
आपका वोट ही बता सकता है इसमें के
एनएसजी लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स, केएल राहुल की कैप्टेंसी स्पॉट ऑन है, उनकी फॉर्म बढ़िया है, डिकॉक फॉर्म में आ चुके हैं, दीपक हुडा एक नया पैकेज बन के आए हैं, स्टॉइनिस उनके पास है, हालांकि कुछ किए नहीं है, बदोनी ने अपना ग्लिम्स दिखाया है कि वो मैच जिता सकते हैं, स्ट्रॉन्ग बॉलिंग यूनिट है, जेसन होल्डर अच्छा कर रहे हैं। सो यहाँ पे क्या है ना, गैप्स कम है। और जो स्ट्रेंथ है लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स की, वो भी दोनों डिपार्टमेंट में बैलेंस टीम है, मोमेंटम है, तो और पीछे जो है ना गौतम गंभीर है, मुझे लगता है वो मास्टरमाइंड है। आज 2 मास्टरमाइंड की भी लड़ाई है, आशीष नेहरा और गौतम गंभीर, और हम तो जीजी के साथ ही जाएंगे, तो हम लखनऊ के साथ हैं। लेकिन अभी समय हो गया मैच का। टिल देन गाइस, एंजॉय द मैच, पोस्ट मैच में मिलेंगे, और आज रात को हमें पहली टीम तो मिल जाएगी जो प्ले ऑफ में पहुंचेगी। सो ब्रेस योरसेल्फ फॉर अ क्रैकर ऑफ अ गेम एंड एंजॉय द मैच। See you after the match. Bye bye. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Bye bye. Thank you.